Hi, in last video we have seen what is the tuple, and in this video we are going to see what is the set. So we will start with the basic definition of this set. So let's start. So the set is the data type which is used to store unordered collection of unique elements. So basically what we are getting from this definition, like set is the data type which is used to store unordered collection of unique element. It means we are going to store the data which is unordered, but it is a unique element or unique item. So here we have a few properties of the set. So let's see, insertion order should not be preserved. Whatever we have seen here, only unordered collection. The same here also, insertion order should not preserve. What is the meaning of this line? It means if we are entering any data in the set in like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in that sequence, there is a no guarantee when you are going to retrieve the data, the same order will be returned. No. So because of that only, we have this property like insertion order should not be preserved. It means the order of insertion is not preserved in case of set, but in case of tuple and list, it is preserved. Then second point, duplicates are not allowed. It means we cannot store the duplicates item in the set. But in case of the list and tuple, if you remember, we can store the duplicate item. After that, growable in nature, heterogeneous, then mutable in nature. If you remember, list is the mutable in nature and tuple is the immutable in nature. But again, set is the mutable in nature. And mutable in nature means we can modify the data of the set, just like list. But in case of tuple, we cannot modify the data. Then all the item of the set must be enclosed inside the curly bracket. So if you remember, in case of the list, we are using the square bracket. And in case of the tuple, we are using the round bracket. But for the set, we are using the curly bracket. So keep in mind this point. Then the last and most important, set does not support indexing and slicing. If you remember, in the list and tuple, we have a concept like indexing and slicing. But in the set, we don't have anything like indexing and slicing. Might be people think why we don't have indexing and slicing. So here only you can see insertion order should not be preserved. It means if you are entering any number or any item in the set in certain order, anyhow that order is not going to be maintained by the set. Set will change that order. So if there is no any order, then how we can use the indexing and slicing? So because of that only, set does not support indexing and slicing. So keep in mind this point. There is a one more data type which is a frozen set. So time being, no need to focus on that because in this particular video we are going to focus on set only. In upcoming video we will discuss about this frozen set also. Or you can understand here only, like frozen set is the same as the set data type except it is a immutable in nature. So if you want to perform, if you want to store any data which is going to follow this all condition and accept, like you don't want to modify that data, so you can use frozen set. So time being, no need to focus on this one. Ignore this line. So the next things, there are four possible way to create the set, such as empty set. Then second one, when we know the element of the set in advance. Then third one, with the help of the evolve function. And we have very well seen how in the list and tuple, like when we have to use the evolve. So when we want to take the element of the set from the user or keyboard, at that time we can use the evolve function. Then from any sequence. So if you have any sequence like a tuple or list or string and you want to convert that sequence into the set, so with the help of this set keyword you can convert. So these are the four possible way how you can create the set. So I hope these things you already know, like empty set, if there is a no element, then if there is element, then we can pass like that. Then evolve function we can use, and then from the any sequence. Let's see how we can create the empty set. But there is a one twist. Like if you remember, for example, if you want to create one empty list, so what you can do, you can simply take any variable, then you can take square bracket, and if you print the type of this L, let me show you. Print then type of L. So it will return list only. Let me show you. See, it's returning list only. And if you remember, for in case of tuple, if you want to create the empty tuple, we can directly take a round bracket, and let me show and run. Let me run and show you. See, it's a tuple only. But in case of the set, you cannot directly take the this one, that curly bracket. Why? Because if you take the curly bracket, then it will not going to treat as a set. It is going to treat as a dictionary. So don't be confused. Like for the list and tuple, you can directly take, for a list you can take square bracket, and for the tuple you can take the round bracket. But for the set, if you want to create the empty set, for that you need to do like this. See, so this is the syntax how you can create the empty set. So keep in mind, don't be confused. List, tuple and set. For list and tuple, it's a different way to create the empty list or empty list or tuple. But in case of the set, you have to use this key set. So this is how you can create the empty set. And here only in the notes also you can see we are following this convention. But if you know the second way, when you know the item of the set in advance, so how you can create. So let me show you. Let me remove this one. I am taking one variable. You can take any variable. I'm taking as equals to, then curly bracket. This is the second way when I'm knowing the item of the set in advance. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And if you print the type of S, so it will return set only. See, so this is the second way how you can create the set when you know the item of the set in the advance. Then the third way, let me show you. See, in a notes only you can check. The third way, when we want to take the element of the set from the user or keyword, so at that time we can use the evolve function. So let me, one second, let me remove these things. So the third way, when we want to take the set input from the user or keyword, at that time, let me show you how we can do. So for example, I'm taking one variable S equals to, then we have to use the evolve function. So, and then we need to take the input, and we know input is the inbuilt function provided by the Python to take the any input from the user or keyword. Then here I need to write the message, whatever I want to display. So for example, I want to show like enter the set element. That's it. Come down. Then I want to print that set. That's it. Let me run. Say it's showing enter the set element. So here is also one more twist. Like, see, we know set element always going to be enclosed inside the curly bracket. So we have to pass curly bracket, then 1, 2, 3, 4. Then close the curly bracket, and then let me run. See, it's printing 1, 2, 3, 4 in the curly bracket. And if you see the type of this one second, let me show you type of S. Let me run. See, it's a set only. But what is the twist I'm saying here? For example, if you are passing this value inside the square bracket, and let me run, it's printing tuple. And one more thing, for example, you are passing inside the square bracket. It's a list. So whatever parameter you are passing, like based on this either square bracket, round bracket and the curly bracket, it is going to be define the type of that sequence. So keep in mind, this is how you can take the set from the user. And the fourth one is the, like, if you have any sequence already and you want to convert that sequence into the set, so at that time you can use the set keyword to convert that sequence into the set sequence. Let me show you how. For example, let me remove these things, and for example, you have one list 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4 comma 5, and this is the list. So let me show you the type of this, as you will check. Let me run. See, it's a list only. So I have one, let me give name L, and here also L. Let me run. See, it's a list only. And what I want, for example, 1 second, let me, I have one set, and set equals to, and I want to create, I want to convert into this set. So how can this set, then L, and at last print S, and let's print this one also, so you will get clear idea. Print L. Let me run. See, L is the list only, so I printed list. It's printing in the square bracket. Then what I have did, I have converted into the set, and after that I'm printing. So because of that only, it's printing in the curly bracket. So this is how you can convert one sequence to another sequence with the help of this set. And if you remember, this is a very familiar syntax. Like if you want to convert into the list, then here you have to type the list. And if you want to convert into the set, you have to write set. And if you want to convert into tuple, then you have to type tuple. So these things we have already seen, so no need to go again in deep. So these are the 4 possible way of creating the set. So the next thing, set having the 5 inbuilt function. So what is that function? Comparison, this double equals to, then length, max, mean, set. So we have already seen these things in the tuple and list only. So I'm not going to waste time for these things, because we know, like, with the help of the length function, we can find the length of the set. Then with the help of the max, we can find the maximum element from the set, then minimum element of the set, like that. We have already seen. And no need to worry, because I'm going to share this note in my Telegram channel. And the link of my Telegram channel I'm going to be mentioned in the description box. So from there, you can go and download these notes. So these are the nothing but the same only how we can find these things. Then the next thing, set having the 7 inbuilt methods such as add, update, copy, pop, remove, discard, clear. So these are the different 7 methods which is supported by the set. So if you want to add any element, but here is also condition, like if you want to add single element in the set, at that time we can use the add. Then second, we have update. So don't go on name, because I know by the name update it means it's a different thing, but here we like update working in a different way. Like if you want to add the any sequence of the element like a list, tuple, range and string to existing set, at that time you can use the update. So keep in mind, if you want to add the single item or single element in the set, at that time you have to use the add. And if you want to add the more than one element, at that time you can use the update. Then we have a copy. Like if you want to copy the set into another reference variable, at that time you can use the copy. Then we have a pop. Like if you want to remove and return the random element of the set, at that time you can use the pop. Then we have a remove. Like if you want to remove the element of the set which we want, at that time you can use the remove. And the sixth one, we have a discard. Like if you want to remove the element of the set which we want, and if we element not present in the set, then ignore. At that time you can use the discard. And the last one, clear, used to clear the whole set and return the empty set. So don't worry, we will see one by one each and every. So let's start. For example, let me remove these things, and I have a set. Here you can take any variable. Let me take S only, and I'm going to take one set for that curly bracket, then 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 5 4 comma 5. And what I want to do first, I want to add one element in this set. So let's see how we can add. So for example, I want to add one element. So let's see how we can add. So for that, a name of the set. So in my case, it's S only, then dot, then add, and then what I want. So I want to add 6. And after that, I want to print. Then only we can see now. Yeah, let me run. And let me remove these things not required. Yeah. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So previously it was the 5. Then now we have added one more element, which is 6. So this is how you can add the single element. Let me add one more, 7. See, it's giving error because add can take only one parameter. So if you want to add the single element at that time, add is enough. But what if I want to add the more than one item? So let's see how we can do that one also. Let me comment this one and come here. So for example, s dot update. Then here we need to pass the sequence. So what sequence we have to pass? For example, I have one list, and in list I have a 7, 8, 9. And I want to add this 7, 8, 9 into this set. So how I can do? I need to simply type L. So basically what I'm doing, s dot update, and I want to add the sequence of value. So it can be either list, tuple, set, that is not a problem. So here you can take anything. In this case, I have taken list. You can take tuple and set also, not a problem. So simply I'm passing this name here, and let me run and show you. See. So this is how you can add the more than one item in the set. And see, here only I have written separately like what is the difference between add and update. So you can see, if you want to add the single element in the set, at that time you can use add. And if you want to add the any sequence of the element like a list, tuple, range, string to existing set, at that time of you can use the update. So this is the main difference between the add and update. Then the next we have a copy. So let me copy this one only, and let me remove this entire things. So we have a set 1 and set 2. This is my set 1 and this is set 2. And if you want to copy like this set 1 into any reference variable, at that time you can use this copy function. And let me run and show you. 1 second, let me print as so. And so when I'm copying set 1 into S and I'm printing S, so it's returning this one. So this is how you can copy any set into any variable. And one more thing, if you copy the set 2 and then let me run and show you. See. So this is how you can copy one set into any variable. So the next things, pop. So in the definition only we have seen pop used to remove the random element of the set. So for example, we have this set and we want like pop, and here set 1 dot pop, and at last I want to print my set. Let me run. See, here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and what I have did, I have used the pop. So pop will return random element. Don't think like it has removed the first one, so every time it is going to remove the first one only. No, it is used to remove the random. It can be remove any element from the list. So I have used the pop, and when after printing, I'm getting one element is removed from here. Let me run. Yeah. So this is the use of the pop. Then we have a remove. One second, let me show you. Then we have a remove. So let me copy this definition and paste here. So remove used to remove the element of set which we want. So for example, in place of pop, I want remove and I want to remove the 4. Then let me run. See, 4 is removed. So again, what is the difference between the pop and remove? Because both are going to remove the element only. So here only you can see I have written like what is the difference between the pop and remove. So if you want to remove and return the random element of the set, at that time you can use the pop. But if you want to remove the element of the set which we want, like as per our requirement, if you want to remove any particular element, at that time we can use the remove. So this is the main difference between the pop and remove. So I hope you are getting. So the next is discard. Let me copy this one and print here. Yeah. So discard. So discard used to remove the element of the set which we want. Then again confusion because remove also going to do the same thing, but there is a little bit difference. Let me tell you what. Let me tell you what is the difference. So first see the definition, like used to remove, discard used to remove the element of set which we want, and if the element not present in the set, then it will ignore, it will not give any error. But in case of the remove, if you want to remove any particular item which is not in the set, at that time it will give the error. So let me show you. For example, we have this set, and if I want to remove the 4, and let me comment this one. Yeah. So in first case, I want to remove the 4. So 4 is here only, and if I want to remove the 4, so I'm using the discard. Let me run. See, 1, 2, 3, 5. 1, 2, 3, 5. It's not printing 4. It means 4 is removed. But what if I want to remove the 40, which is not in the set only? So at that time, what will happen? Let me run and show you. See, nothing. Only this first one is only printing. Let me remove this one. And I want to remove the 40. So I'm using the discard, and 40 is not in this particular set. And let me run. See, I'm not getting any error. But in place of discard, if you're using the remove, and if the particular item which you want to remove it is not in the set, at that time it will give the error. See, so this is the main difference here only. Like what is the difference between the discard and remove? So if you want to remove the element of the set which you want, and if the element not present in the set, then if you want to ignore at that time, then you can use the discard. Sorry, here I have did one mistake. In place of pop, it should be discard. Let me copy this entire thing and modify it. Come here, comment this in. Let me remove this entire thing. Paste here. So, what is the difference between discard and pop? If you want to remove the element of set which we want, and if the element not present in the set, then ignore at that time. Then you can use the discard. Here I have did one mistake. So it should be discard. And if you want to remove the element of the set which you want, at that time you can use the remove. But if you use the remove and you want to remove any particular element which is not in that set, at that time you will get error. So if you want to get error at that time, like if you want to get error if the element is not present, at that time you can use the remove. And if you don't want to get error when the element is not present in the set, then at that time you can use the discard. So this is the basic difference between the discard and remove. So the next things, clear. Clear is last function which is supported by this set. So by the name only you can get to know like what is the use of the clear. So if you want to delete, not delete, if you want to clear all the item, for example, you have one set 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And if you want to clear, or if you want to do empty this particular set, so at that time you can use the clear. And after that, let me print as, let me run and show you. See, it's printing blank set. So this is how you can clear the data of set. So these are the different method supported by the set. So most interesting part about the set is the mathematical operation which is supported by the set. So these four are the method or mathematical operation which is supported by the set, like union, intersection, differences, symmetric differences. Or if you remember in our school days, we have already learned these things like union, intersection, differentiation. We have already learned in our school days. So we will see one by one like how we can use this union, intersection, differences, symmetric differences. So let's start. So first one is the union. This one. So union is used to combine the two different set. For example, you have a two set 1 and set 2, and you want to combine or concatenate these two different set into one single set. At that time, you can use the this union. So either you can write union, or you can simply use this pipe symbol. So let me show you. For example, we have one set S1, and let me copy this one only. And this is S2, and here 6, 7, 8, 9. And I want to combine these two. So what I can do, print. Either you can do like S1 dot union. I can do, and here I can type S2. See, either I can do like this, or in place of writing these things, what I can do, this pipe symbol. Let me run. See, so it's up to you. Either you can use the union, or you can use this pipe symbol. So if you want to combine two different set, at that time you can use the union. So the next one is the intersection. So what is the use of the intersection? So if you remember, intersection is used to print the common element from the sets. Let me tell you what I'm trying to say. For example, 5. So if you see in S1 and S2, 5 is the common which is present in the both. And if you want to print the common element, so at that time you can use the intersection. So for that, either you can use the you can directly use the AND. Let me run. See, it's printing 5. So intersection is not going to be print the common element which is present in both the sets. Or in place of it, and if you want, you can type this like intersection like this. Let me show you this one also. Dot. Let me run. See, so it's up to you again. Like if you want to use the intersection this like this, and if you want, you can use the directly AND operator. So the next one is the difference. Like we are separating set 1 from set 2. Like, so this difference, what is going to do? It is going to separate set 1 from set 2. So let me show you what exactly I'm saying. For example, you have a set 1 and set 2, and here you want minus set. So you want to separate set 1 from set 2. Let me run. See, it's printing 1, 2, 3, 4. So what is basically going to do? This is the set 1, and from set 1, I'm going to minus all the element which is present in the set 2. So in set 2, 5 is the element which is present in the set 1. So because of that only, when I'm doing S1 minus S2, it is going to remove all the element from the S1 which is present in the S2. So 5 is the only element which is present in the S2. So because of that only, it's printing 1, 2, 3, 4, and it's removed the 5. So, and vice versa also you can do. For example, S2 minus S1. See, so this is the S2. Like, and one more thing, don't focus on this sequence, because in the definition only I have told you the order is not going to be preserved. So only focus on the items like 6, 7, 8, 9. So 6, 7, 8, 9 is the item from the S2, and from S2 I want to remove the element which is present in the S1. So 5 is the element. So because of that only 5 is not printing here. So this is how you can use the difference of function. And here in the definition, I have did one mistake. So we need to correct this one, because I have written like used to combine two different set, but no, it is used to separate set 1 from set 2. So that is we need to modify. I will modify this one. Then the next one is the symmetric difference. So what is the symmetric difference? So symmetric difference used to print all the element of set 1 and set 2 except the common element. I'm repeating again. Symmetric difference is used to print all the element of set 1 and set 2 except the common element. Let me show you what. So, and you can either you can either use this like sem dot 1 second dot symmetric, then S2. Let me run. Say it's printing 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. See, 5 is the common in the both, so it is not going to print the 5. So either you can write this like this symmetric difference, shift 6. And no need to use this dot. 1 second, shift and 6. Let me run. Yeah. So these are the 4 different mathematical operations supported by the set. First one is the union. If you want to combine two sets, you can use the union. Then second one is the intersection. If you want to print the common element only, then you can use the intersection. Then third one, if you want to subtract one set from another set, at that time you can use the differentiation. And the last one, which is the fourth one, is if you want to print all the element except the common one, then you can use the symmetric difference. So these are the 4 different mathematical operations supported by the set. Same thing here only I have mentioned. So you can take these notes and use. Then membership operator. So this membership operator is supported by the set also. Like if you want to check whether the particular item is present in the set or not, at that time you can use the membership operator. And under the membership operator, we have in or not in. So same only like, for example, if you want to check like whether Durga is in set. So if yes, it will return true. If not, it will return false. And the same thing we have already seen in the tuple and list. Then list comprehension also supported by this set. So don't be confused, like a list comprehension is the name is the list comprehension. So it will always support for the list only. No, the list comprehension, it will support for the set also and tuple also. So don't be confused by the name. So keep in mind, list comprehension is supported by the set also. So let's see this one problem, like write a program to remove the duplicate item from the list. So as I told you, set is not going to be store the duplicate item. For example, let me copy this one. This is the list, or let me copy this entire thing. So let me comment this one. And let me remove this one also. See, so this is the list, and we know if we can convert list into tuple, and we can convert tuple into the list, and same thing like we can convert set into the tuple, or we can convert tuple into the set, or list into the set. But there is a one popular point, like popular property, like set does not have a duplicate item. So this is the list, and if you are going to convert this list into the set, so by default it is going to be considered unique element only. So let me run and show you. See, 1, 2, 3, 34. 1, 2, 3, 34. This 2 and 1 is a duplicate, so it is not going to be considered. So this is the one of the most popular way how you can remove the duplicate item from the list. I hope you are getting all these points related to the set. So thank you so much for watching this video, and please like and subscribe my channel.